Super Mario Odyssey, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Splatoon 2, Xenoblade Chronicles 2. These are Switch games we all know. We know when they're coming. We know we're going to play them. But what about some Switch games you might have forgotten? What's going on, everybody? It's Zach from SwitchForce. I've got Gabe here, and today we're talking 5 Switch games you may have forgot are coming.
I forgot about all of these. I forgot to say anything. That's how much forgetting I'm doing.
You were so stumped by this list that you were speechless. And look, these aren't games that are necessarily bad. We didn't go and find games that, aren't going to be good. We found games that we've been waiting for, or that have kind of flown under the radar, or that haven't got a lot of mention, or that were announced and disappeared. And we're going to start with one that's coming pretty darn soon. It's The End Is Nigh, and Gabe, I know you were pumped for this.
Yes, December 12th, it is a spiritual successor of sorts to the original Super Meat Boy. It is made by some of the same people, of course, and the game looks really, really good. It was announced for Switch sometime back, and then it just kind of went silent. Now we do have a release date, but I totally forgot that this was coming. I know you did as well. So I wanted to remind people that The End Is Nigh is a really, really cool little indie darling that hit Steam and other platforms a couple months ago. And now it is coming to Switch. Super Meat Boy Forever is still coming next year. The original Super Meat Boy is another one that's still coming this year. That's another one that I forgot was going to happen on Switch. But just to focus on The End Is Nigh here, very, very difficult platforming traversal game, or I don't even know how to call it. It's a death simulator. You're going to die a whole lot as you do in these games. But it's
a single screen, very difficult platformer.
No, it's a death simulator, Zach.
A death simulator. Well,
yeah, you're going to die a lot.
Please be careful of your death simulator. No, this is actually a cool game. I played quite a bit of it on PC. I think it'll be a fun addition to Switch, and I am excited for it. So that one hits in December. Another indie game that I cannot wait for, but that has gone silent, is Enter the Gungeon. This is a dungeon crawling roguelike with guns and bullets for enemies. And not only is it coming to Switch, but there's an expansion that is going to coincide with the release, and that expansion will be included in the Switch version. Dodge Roll Games made an absolute gem. I loved it a lot on PC, and I've been waiting for a way to take it portably with me. I intentionally stopped playing in hopes that it would eventually come to Switch. They got the announcement sometime back in the summer, and now nothing. But the latest update said it's still coming this year, so please mark your calendars for some epic Gungeon action.
And it's a really fun game. We before
so good.
Before it was even announced, like we had fun with it at an event. I don't know if it was PAX or something. Like I remember us going and like playing and seeing how far we can get. It's such a cool game, and that's another one that I'm excited for. But Zach, I'm going to take us to the next one here because we're talking about some small indies here. The End Is Nigh, Enter the Gungeon. Very good games, but they are indie. The next one here, it's a big retail game from a big publisher, WWE. It's out on other platforms now, this year's version of it. We knew it was coming to Switch. We got the news it wasn't going to be day and date, and then we kind of didn't hear about it again. Now, Best Buy does have an advertisement saying that it's out on the 21st of the month.
Right.
So very shortly, but another one that's kind of gone like radio silent. I don't hear any hype, and maybe the hype is still out there, but I personally don't hear it the way that NBA 2K, like maybe even a brother-sister game. I don't know what to call it. They're both made by 2K, whatever. WWE, I know that there are probably a lot of WWE fans that play Nintendo Switch, and when this was originally announced, people said that maybe they would even get it on Switch primarily just because of the portable nature of the game. But since then, a lot of silence was given to us.
Absolutely. And, there was a time when NBA 2K18 and WWE 2K18 were the golden children of the third-party support group. And NBA came out, and, in general, it's a pretty good port. I think people are pretty pumped, like you said, to bring a full WWE game portably for the first time. And for whatever reason, it's taken quite a while. Now, if that 11/21 date does hold, that's awesome. It's out in a week, and I think we'll still be exciting for the fans that were ready for it. It does become a little hard when you're releasing, over a month later than the other platforms. But again, third-party support and another attempt to put a complete version of a game onto the Switch platform.
Yeah.
Now, this next one is, I don't know. I feel like we've talked about this game in so many different ways and so many different fashions, and it's still not out, and that's Pocket Rumble, a game that initially we were very excited for, a simple one-on-one fighter that has gone through some sort of living hell and yet is still listed by Nintendo themselves as a 2017 release. Will it actually happen? I don't know. But Pocket Rumble, a game that we discussed way back near the Switch launch, still not out, but still coming.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people forgot about this one. Honestly, at this point, I'm just gonna play it on PC. Like, I mean, it's available there. It's on Steam. If for some reason like you forgot that it existed and we reminded you now, and you're like, oh, I did really want to play that, and you have a PC or a laptop, because I'm sure a laptop could run this thing. You can go play it now. But yeah, I'm doubtful that it even comes out this year. To be honest, they've said, hey, it's still coming. We just want to make sure it's done right. But it's been it's been quite some time now since we've heard anything. So maybe it's still coming this year. We don't know.
Right, and interesting that we haven't had many fighters. You know, Street Fighter sold apparently insanely well. Not a lot since then. So Pocket Rumble still has a chance to make a dent, even at this hyper-delayed state.
Well, we have a couple. I mean, we have ARMS. We have Xenoverse 2. I mean, that's still technically a fighting game, I feel like.
More in the traditional, like 2D.
Okay.
I guess that's more what I was, going at. We haven't seen like an Injustice port. We haven't seen any, solid announcement of Dragon Ball FighterZ. So
yeah.
Pocket Rumble still has a chance to do well. Now, this next one, I don't know if it has a chance to do well. I wonder if the ship has sailed on Ukulele. They still say they're working on it. It was supposed to hit earlier this summer. It still was, delayed from the initial release on other platforms. But had it come out in the summer, I feel like it would have garnered still quite a bit of steam from just the desire for platformers and the anticipation for games like Sonic Forces and Super Mario Odyssey. Now in a post-Mario, post-Sonic, post a whole lot of stuff world, Ukulele did not review all that well. I feel bad for the situation. It still has some charm to it. It still has some worth. But is this one that is rightfully forgotten?
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Like, people are rightfully forgetting about this because I hate to sound mean, but Kickstarter games, right? Because this was a I don't know if it was Kickstarter specifically, but it was a crowdfunded game. People had to pay for this game to exist before we knew had anything. So that happened. Then the game came. First, originally the sandbox demo came out. People really liked that. That they said, "Oh, the gameplay's cool." But then the game came out and it was so underwhelming. It's so underwhelming. It's maybe a genre that doesn't necessarily fit anymore unless you're Super Mario.
Right. There's
no way that anyone should play Ukulele on Switch unless you've already 100% in Mario. And honestly, I would probably recommend Sonic Forces before Ukulele. Ukulele is not good. I have no hype for it whatsoever. I didn't put into the Kickstarter. It was Kickstarter, right?
Yes.
I would feel so burned if I was one of the people that paid $100 or something because you were such a fan of both the genre and the people making it, and then this is what you got in return. And if you wanted the Switch version, because when it was originally announced for Switch, we were supposed to get this months ago, and now it's just not happening. And I know game development is hard, but they've messed up at big time, I think, on this. And to answer your question, I do think the ship has sailed. I think.
Yeah. I mean, it still has some charm. It still has some fun environments and fun characters. I don't think it controls all that well. I think they sort of went way too heavy on the old style instead of sort of taking more of a Mario approach and bringing classic gameplay into the modern era. But some of you will still be interested and excited, and I think it still can be a collectathon. And Gabe, to me, taking it portably does increase the value or increase the interest in this game. But yeah, the last update was a while back. They showed it running on the Switch. It's interesting how some companies are able to port, Doom and Wolfenstein 2, and then some are still struggling with their initial, smaller project. But best of luck to them. Still hope it comes out, because that's got to be a rough situation from a development standpoint of wanting to get this thing out and not having it happen for both Pocket Rumble and Ukulele. But let us know.
Wait. Sorry to cut you off. Zach, I couldn't finish this video without mentioning it. We have to give an honorable mention. We have to. Payday
2 game.
Payday 2, man.
It's still coming.
Payday 2 was announced for Switch a long time ago, and I don't think anybody has ever uttered the words Payday 2 on Switch besides us.
Yeah, the weirdest thing is that an earlier game on our list, Enter the Gungeon, has a crossover with Payday 2. So maybe that's like, maybe they're going to release on the same day or some insanity.
I feel like I'm the only person in the world that wants this game, and I don't want it to play it. I just
want it to be realized. You want to see it through.
Yeah, like, it's so weird. And Payday 2 is like a good game. It makes no sense. Like, I'm sorry, I'm laughing. But yeah, I had to throw in the honorable mention in there. Payday 2, we hope you come to Switch one day.
Well, thank you for that, Gabe. And thank you to everyone for watching. Make sure to let us know if there's any Switch games that you forgot or we forgot or ones that you're just really pulling for and everyone else seems to have forgotten. Let us know in the comments down below, and let us know if you're pumped for any of these. If we kind of, jarred your memory for The End Is Nigh, Enter the Gungeon, WWE 2K18, Pocket Rumble, or Ukulele. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys are having a fantastic day. Stay tuned and subscribe for all the awesome Switch updates and Switch releases. We'll probably play all these, so check them out when they hit, if they hit. Hopefully they hit. And yes, a little golf clap for the wonderful world of Payday 2 on Switch. Until that time, everybody, thanks again. Fantastic day for myself and Gabe. SwitchForce out.